Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Chicagoland Speedway as we get ready for our qualifying session to find out the drivers who will make it into the show for the Red Bull GT Series 23rd race of the season. As Monica Towns is the first driver out onto the track. Before anybody forgot. Of course, this is on a Saturday morning, so happy Saturday morning here in Chicagoland. Winston Cup Series drivers had all of their practice qualifying, all of it done yesterday, as well as happy hours. So they don't have any on track activity going on today here, or today over at Lime Rock, and now they are all set for tomorrow or for their race tomorrow afternoon. I was correct. So they all flew over here to Chicagoland this morning. As for the drivers that are go or go homers, getting ready for this afternoon's race, 14 of them are trying to attempt the 7 spots in this afternoon's race here at Chicagoland. Monica Towns a 29024. You see David Santi out on the track. I think the big reason for that is because the big reason we had all of the Winston Cup Series drivers get all of their practice and qualifying done yesterday as Monica Towns sets a 28.747. I think the main reason was because they want to make sure that all the drivers for the Winston Cup Series drivers gets over here so they don't miss go or go home qualifying for their race weekend here for the Red Bull GT Series. There's Luna Farmer on track to start her first time lap as Monica Towns got a nice draft off the 56 as we're trying to set the 7 drivers who will make the show for this afternoon's race here at Chicagoland. Courtney Lynn just came out onto the track. So Red Bull GT Series had to delay go or go home qualifying to this morning. So that way those that are competing at Lime Rock Park for tomorrow afternoon's middle race of the round of 12 for the Winston Cup Series drivers can get here, practice or get ready for qualifying and the race here this afternoon. That way they can get back to Lime Rock Park tonight and get ready for their middle race of the round of 12 for tomorrow afternoon. Nathan Orman currently the fastest in this session, 28.399 for the Chevy Corvette of Nathan Orman. In this car, replacing Jared Johnson for the rest of the season. Qualifying for the Red Bull GT Series will be after this. It'll be 2 10-minute sessions. So my recording system won't be a derping hyena. I've been trying to get qualifying recorded, but every time I do that, my stupid recording system decides to be a derping hyena. So I've had to refresh the recording system. Hopefully, it will not cause any problems as far as that's concerned. So, a lot of drivers, we're talking about the race from, as you see, RB Gardner currently 9th quickest, currently on the outside looking in, as Courtney Lynn's now on the bubble. There's Tika Jumiaka. We will be seeing him next week. Courtney Lynn goes 6th quickest, moves Monica Towns to the bubble position. Jumiaka, we'll see how he does. There's Matthew Huber in the 15. was one of the drivers involved in the big one. Wrecked his car in qualifying after he raced his way in, had to go to a backup car, trashed the backup car. There's Brooke Packett, Sam Tenley in the 55, Lizette Armstrong in the 2, currently second quickest. David Santi, who got a pole last week after drivers had to go to a backup car. There's Courtney Lynn. She and Monica Towns will be taking part in the Winston Cup race tomorrow afternoon. Not much of an improvement lap for Courtney Lynn, but she's right behind Luna Farmer. We will see Luna Farmer next week at Kansas as we have the Busch Series first race of the second round, the Craftsman Truck Series first race of the second round, and then for Courtney Lynn and the Winston Cup drivers, it will be the elimination race as we will whittle our playoff grid from 12 to the Elite 8. That is, by the way, next week. Red Bull GT Series will be off for 12 days because they will be back for another doubleheader as they'll pair it with the Cup drivers. As I actually need to look at their schedule. As I just got a notification. Here's something fitting. We're at Michigan next week. And guess what? Winston Cup Series is at Michigan next week, the following week. How fitting is that? Oh, that's great. So the Winston Cup Series heads to Michigan the following week, so they'll join the Red Bull GT Series doubleheader. How about that? So the Red Bull GT Series won't be back the weekend of Kansas, as they will have their, as someone pinged me in the server I'm in. I will get with somebody as far as that's concerned. So, so that means the next race that will be in 12 days' time because they will not. Because, like I said, they normally race on Monday, so I'm not going to do like two races in like 3 days. So they'll be with the Winston Cup Series drivers this weekend. Next week, we won't see Red Bull GT Series, so they will be off on their normal Monday because next week we'll have all three series in action at Kansas. Because, like I said, it'll be the truck's first race of the second round, Busch Series first race of the second round, and the Winston Cup Series second elimination race. And then we do a rare doubleheader with the Red Bull GT Series drivers and the Cup drivers. Kind of rare we're doing one. We'll be at Michigan. So the great thing for Courtney Lynn and all those drivers that are in the Winston Cup Series, they don't have to fly to a different track. They get to stay at the racetrack. So that's cool. And how appropriate it is a rare double header. We did it with the Oreo Cup Series earlier on this year, or I think it was last season. We did it. We did a rare double header as we had the Oreo Cup Series go or go home session. Then we had the Red Bull GT Series race, and then the next day we had the Red Bull GT Series race. So that's kind of a rare double header. As the session is now complete, looks like nobody can touch Nathan Orman's 28286. Don't think they're going to count any of these lap times. No, they're not. I think that's it for the session. So Nathan Orman is the fastest in this session. Lizette Armstrong, Tico Jumiaka, as I'm going to go ahead and take a picture of the GOGH homers. Sam Tanley, Courtney Lynn makes another start. Luna Farmer makes her second start in a row. And Monica Towns will take the final transfer spot. Unfortunately, the drivers who will not make the race this week, and we will see them in about a couple of weeks when we head to Michigan for the rare doubleheader. David Santi, Danny Johnson, Ingrid Poller, R.B. Gardner, Matthew Hubert, Timo Mauser, Brooke Packett. Those 7 will not make the show this weekend here at Chicagoland. They'll have to try again next week at their next race in about a little over a week and a half as we head to Michigan. So congratulations to the 7 drivers who made the race, and they will all make it into this afternoon's race. We're going to take a commercial break, and on the other side of the break, we'll get ready for pole day qualifying to see who will start on the pole for this afternoon's race for the Red Bull GT Series. Don't go anywhere, folks. Welcome back to the Chicagoland Speedway as we get ready for pole day qualifying for this afternoon's race. We had cloudy conditions this morning, and we're now getting ready for sunny conditions. All the cloud cover's gone by. It's now sunny. It will be the first time in a while we've had a series as Cody Smart is out on the track, 15-minute session. This is going to be the first time ever we've had a different series pair up with the Red Bull GT Series. Of course, last season we did a double header with the Red Bull GT Series drivers and the Oreo Cup Series drivers. And also the Red Bull GT Series drivers, the last time they paired up with the Winston Cup Series drivers was back at Phoenix, believe it or not. So this is actually, correction, the second time we've had a double header with the GT Series drivers. So that will be something great. I can't wait to see when we go to Michigan in about over a week's time. Because next weekend, we'll have the first race of the second round for trucks in Busch at Kansas, as well as the second elimination race for the Winston Cup Series drivers, which means 4 drivers will get eliminated from the championship. Let me actually confirm that with you all. And it looks like I can confirm it. Actually, they're going to be at Darlington. I'm sorry. They will be at Darlington Raceway for the Winston Cup Series. So, yes, they'll be at different tracks. The great thing for the Red Bull GT Series drivers is Alexander Underwood is currently the fastest. We'll get to the driver change in just a second. The good thing about the Winston Cup schedule is all of their practice and qualifying for Darlington will be during the day. So they'll have practice, qualifying, happy hour. Actually, they're going to have practice, happy hour in the day, and qualifying at night. So that's good. Then they can go and get ready for the race at Michigan. And I really like these rare double headers. And if we do a season 5, there is a possibility that the Red Bull GT Series drivers, which there is going to be a season 5, but I have to plan this out whenever I do this, is that if I do the Red Bull GT Series like I plan for season 5, they'll be in partnership with the Craftsman Trucks, the Busch, and the Winston Cup. So think of it like an ARCA series, as we're looking at Lucci and Bianchi. Courtney Lynn now second quickest, 29.142 for that number 8 machine. We need to talk about this driver right here. There was some discussions following the race weekend at the 8 Bull Super Speedway. Of course, we were supposed to be at Nashville last week, but because of the fact that the grid would not be saved as Courtney Lynn goes to the top of the timesheets, we had to go to 8 Bull Super Speedway, which ended up being controversial towards the end of the race, where Chaz Farmer, who, by the way, is not in that 34 car, Chaz has actually been suspended by the Red Bull GT officials as the 55 went to the top of the timesheets. That is Sam Tenley, but we'll discuss about him later. So after that race, Red Bull GT officials called Chaz Farmer to the steward's office on why he pulled up in front of poor Emma Kaiser while he was a lap down. And Kaiser was very unhappy. And the most important part is that Elena Aurora is going to qualify the car, but she's not going to race tomorrow afternoon. And same with Shyla Askarov. Or actually, no, they're both going to run this race, but they're going to have relief drivers on standby just to be on the safe side. But after all the wrecks, I can tell you that the 07 and the 13 drivers, the 13 of Elena Aurora was taken to a local hospital. She was later then released from the hospital that same day. And Shyla Askarov was also taken to a local hospital for further evaluation. She was also later released that night, actually. Not day, that night. You get my point. So, as a result of the incident that was caused and causing a big one that was a lot of injuries, which fortunately I can tell you all the drivers that were involved were okay, were checked and released from the medical center, but were very not happy with Chaz Farmer. As a result, Red Bull GT officials put the hammer down and suspended Chaz Farmer from this weekend's race here at Chicagoland. And replacing Chaz Farmer, you've noticed this driver in the 8 car trying to qualify the car for Courtney Lynn. That's Sophia Woodward. And Sophia will be running in this 34 car, currently 5th quickest on the board. We don't know if Chaz Farmer is going to be allowed back in the Red Bull GT series, because I also was told today the team has released Chaz Farmer. So Chaz Farmer is basically, in other words, basically been ejected from that ride, which is a shame. But at the same time, we're happy to welcome in Sophia Woodward. She will be in this car for the rest of the season. Of course, filling in for Chaz Farmer, there's Emma Kaiser coming up pit road. So Sophia Woodward is going to be making her rookie debut and could be in that car for the rest of the season, since they did release Chaz Farmer today. So we're very excited to Welcome, Sophia Woodward. By the way, a Cricket Cup Series driver for anyone asking. That's under the controls of Angel Diaz. She is one of two Oklahoma drivers in that series, the other being yours truly. As Courtney Lynn just lost the pole to Bradley Ream in the 21. There's Bradley Ream, 29062. Bradley Ream, after the hard hits he took last week, thankfully he was okay. He dropped 4 spots rather, down to 15th in the point standings. And I was just informed by the 34 team, they have sent me their plan. Yes, we are being told Chaz Farmer has now been ejected out of the 34 ride. So Sophia Woodward will be in this car for the rest of the year. She will be using Chaz Farmer's points to be locked in the show. So hate to see Chaz Farmer's Red Bull GTC Series career gone. Of course, Chaz Farmer, we don't know what his future is going to be as far as that's concerned. We wish him the best of luck in his future endeavors. It will not be with Indiana Motorsports. I can guarantee you that. So, don't know what the future is going to be. One thing I did not mention about Courtney Lynn, I should go ahead and mention this now. For those who are not aware, as actually should mention about this guy, Nathan Orman, even though he's 22nd quickest. If you are not aware of the news by now, I'll go ahead and fill you in. Nathan Orman and I are going to be doing a new NR league, the California Racing League, which I will, as Courtney Lynn's got an issue. Either that, or she was trying to get out of Wormy's way, trying to be courteous to her team owner, her reunited team owner, I should say. But Courtney Lynn is going to be one of many drivers that are going to be in the California Racing League series that will be run by Nathan Orman. I'm trying to see what ride Courtney Lynn is going to be in as Orman's coming to pit road. We'll go to our pole sitter right now. Doesn't look like she's in any of the California Racing League. Probably one of those competition directors, I would probably say. I don't know. I haven't gotten the full details. But Nathan Orman and I are going to be running the California Racing League. How I was going to do it for the PSR LA. However, unlike the PSR LA, we are going to allow development drivers. So like Bradley Ream, how he was going to sign up Brooke Packett, all that, and the owner says, well, she needs to sign up for herself. Well, here's the problem. It's under Bradley Ream's account. So, yeah. So, unlike the PSR LA, we are going to have the California Racing League allow development drivers to run in either the Trucks, Grand National, or Cup Series. But it will be on It will be on Nathan Orman's, easy for me to say, channel, which is NASCAR Awesome Squid 24. I will be handling the ARCA duties while he's handling the Home Depot Truck Series, the GameStop Grand National Series, and the Crown Royal Cup Series. Yay, I finally said it right. And I've already recorded the first race, which is Daytona. So, more than likely, after this season's done, I'm going to be focusing my attention over on that stuff, getting the rest of the races out on that channel. So, I'm really looking forward to whenever that series will start up. Of course, Orman's going to handle Trucks Grand National Cup. I will handle ARCA stuff. It should be a lot of fun. And I was going to ask Orman a question whenever he gets a chance, or I'll look it up. So Orman's already starting to work on the rest of the stuff whenever he's not busy with stuff. So that should be a lot of fun. Right now, Bradley Ream has not had an answer, or nobody has had an answer to Bradley Ream's 29.062 lap time, as we're down to a minute to go in the session. We'll deal with the points when we get to this afternoon's race. Zachary Fitzwater, Henrietta Fitzwater, last week's winner, is going to be starting pretty deep in the field. Slowest time is Emma Kaiser in the 49. So she'll be on the back row with Shyla Askarov. There's Dana Monroe, who got a warning for the plowing in the back of Andrew Williams at April last week. That is time up here in qualifying. So Bradley Ream will start on the pole, looks like, for tomorrow, or for this afternoon's race, rather. And Bradley Ream will be starting on the pole, as that is it. Time's up. Nobody can improve their time. So this is the grid for this afternoon's race before I freaking start derping up like a storm. I'll show you the rest of the lineup down below. A lot of drivers going to be starting near the rear of the field. Jesse Art starting in 30th. And McKaiser from the rear of the field. The two Fitzwater starting near the rear of the field. So it will be Bradley Ream, Courtney Lynn on the front row, Sam Tenley, Ponzo Albanese row 2, Eric Alpha, Sophia Woodward row 3. We'll see how Sophia will do in her debut. Don't know if the 34 will be in the will have don't know if I think it'll be Sophia in that car for the rest of the year. The team hasn't confirmed, but it's looking like it's going to be the case. Cody Smart, Campbell Marsh, row 4. Row 5 will be Sebastian Palmer, Lucio Bianchi, and you saw all the other drivers where they're going to start for this afternoon's race. But hope you guys enjoyed this qualifying session. If you did, be sure to give this video a like, subscribe to become part of the World Racing Association crew today. We'll be back at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the race here at Chicagoland. Until then, you've been watching another broadcast of the World Racing Association, the greatest racing since 2013.